Hey guys, Trevor Boone from Emerald City Guitars, and my pick of the day is this 1962 Dakota Red Fender Stratocaster. Oh yeah, and this Marshall 1958 model lead 20 210 combo, which is one of the coolest little vintage Marshalls I've ever heard. Let's start with this guitar though. So a lot of people saw this. I did a little gear trip, took a solo run out of the state of Washington to a dear friend of mine, collector, who's got some incredible stuff. He just bought a crazy cool guitar that is, I mean, kind of as cool as it gets. And so to do that, he had to shuffle around some of his babies. These were his top pieces, and this is one of them. We're gonna start going through a couple of the guitars I got this week, hopefully get them wrapped up by the rest of the week, but I gotta start with some of the best ones. So, 1962 Fender Dakota Red Custom Color Strat. I've had a bunch of Fiesta Reds, by a bunch I mean maybe 4 or 5 as far as pre-CBS and the right era, you know, and it's a really, really great finish, and sometimes they start looking like Dakota Red and you have to get really, really close to make sure you know what it is. And so it was really cool to see a real Dakota Red, and you know, we were able to compare it with a Fiesta, and there is a difference. They are both so cool, but Dakota to me is a little bit rare and has just a little bit truer red to it than your typical Fiesta, and it looks amazing. It still gets a little bit in the right light, that kind of salmon pasty color, which I really love, but it really does have just a very distinct true red that defines the Dakota Red. So 1962, really, really great era, obviously has the Brazilian board. This was a little later 62, so it's got the veneer board rather than the slab. Some guys love the slab, and you know, it's obviously a term you hear all the time. I love veneer boards too. I think this whole era is just unbelievable. They're very snappy. Slab boards are great. They're awesome. To me, that extra thickness on the Brazilian board will kind of round out some of the inherent highs that a Strat has. But sometimes a little bit too much, where veneer in this era, it sounds so good. It does everything that you'd want. It can be a small difference, a big difference. In this case, it doesn't even matter because it just sounds exactly how you want it to. It's amazing. Really, really Stratty sounding guitar, if you will. Obviously, it's a Stratocaster, but let's get into some details. So, Dakota Red, it's got the cover, it's got the bar, the mint guard, which looks so good, especially on these custom colors. It just kind of makes not only the pick guard pop, but the finish. The top is really, really great shape. You got some way right here. Really, really cool though. It's a little bit more than buckle or ash, but it looks awesome. You can see kind of that finish synced into the natural color of the wood, which is really, really cool. So when we get guitars like this, obviously custom colors are some of the most desirable guitars, period. People go crazy about them. Players, collectors, sometimes they go overseas and stay in vaults like a big bar of gold. They really are extremely desirable because it kind of illustrates this incredible time in Fender history, craftsmanship, just the fact that these colors were coming out in the 50s and 60s. It was extremely radical, and they still hold up. They look super cool. They resemble the cars from that era, the surf culture. I mean, honestly, when you get them in person, you see them, and you really think about this coming out and being in a showroom or in a music store window in 1962. It's like, I mean, that is the ticket. It is so slick. So when we get these in, we go through them with a fine comb and really, really get extremely detailed on appraising and authenticating. I mean, it is crucial with these. There's so many great refinishes and clones or copies, whatever you want to call. But luckily here we have a really, really great filter for that. Most people know they're not going to get past the front door with a fake guitar or anything, but we still got to do it. So it was really fun going through these because they checked out perfectly, and there's not a thing on this that you need to mention as far as being, replaced or modified. This guitar is completely original, and it came from an awesome, awesome home and collector who loves these. I mean, you go to his place, he's got tons of cool books documenting all these and everything. He's a collector and he's got great taste, and I love visiting him because I get cool stuff. So, and this is one of them, of course. Really, really nice weight. All the guitars I got were super, super light. Nothing's over 7.5 pounds. This is probably 7 pounds on the dot. And again, it's obviously got the original 3-way, boom, 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 and you can kind of get it stuck to get those other 2 modern positions, which I really love. So it's great when you can get that pretty easy. All the hardware is in great shape. Tuners work great. No solder joints have been messed with. Pickups haven't been messed with. These pickups are extremely balanced too, from bridge, middle to neck. They sound really good. Easy transition and switch between all of them. I'm still kind of in shock seeing these in person, but this one really kind of blew my mind because the Dakota Red had come up in a lot of discussions when we had these Fiesta Reds from 59, 62, 63 recently, and to see a Dakota Red in the flesh is so cool. Really great color. It's a subtle difference from that Fiesta, but when you see it in person, you totally get it. I mean, I see why they kind of separated those two different flavors. So anyways, amazing Strat. There is no question about this guitar's authenticity, and it's awesome. So this one is behind velvet rope at the shop, and if you ask really nice, we'll grab it for you so you can take a look. Let's talk about this Marshall. So I had a really cool, the 10-watt version not too long ago, sent out to a guy, which I love. Single coils, it sounded like an old plexi stack, but this big. It was awesome. This is similar to that, but it's a 20 watt, so you can plug PAFs, 335s, Les Pauls, all that stuff, and it will carry and hold that. Still has a 210, so really quick attack, but that 20 watts just explodes this amp. It's awesome. And again, this is the model, 1958. The year is 1971. It's 20 watts, 210s, totally stock. It's got tremolo. Marshall's not known for their tremolo, but when they are healthy amps and they're running well, they sound great. This sounds fantastic. It's also got the step-down transformer in the back, so you can pop it into any outlet, not worry about it, confusing the amp with different voltage. This thing is ready to go. It's beautiful. It's got the vintage look. It's awesome. So we have Aaron Hiebert coming in to play this 62 Strat through this Marshall. It's gonna sound really good. We always do Fender through Fender just to give that really pure reference, but this is such a cool amp and still like so pure as far as representing the instrument. I think it's gonna be a great match. So yeah, let's turn it over to Aaron. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am so excited about this guitar and this amp. Hope you are too. That was a 62 Custom Color Dakota Red and 1971 model 1958 lead 20 210 Marshall combo. Thanks for watching. See you next time.